Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're talking about how you can play a song called Running Out of Moonlight by Randy Houser. And it starts on a G major chord. And when we play G major, first finger is going to go to the A string on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the low E on the third fret, and third finger is going to go to the high E on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and sounds really, really happy. And then from the G major chord, we're going to be going to a D major chord. And the way we play D major, first finger is going to go to the G string on the second fret, second finger on the high E on the second fret, and third finger on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum just the D, G, B, and E, then that sounds a D major chord and it sounds really, really happy. And on the intro, actually, it kind of sounds like you take the G major and kind of do a down, up, and then do the down with a D and kind of kill it with your right hand. So I'm going G with a down, up, D, down, kill it. And then from there we go to a B minor chord. And the way you play B minor, we'll talk about some easy ways to do this too. But the way you play a full B minor is first finger is going to go across the entire second fret, second finger on the B string on the third fret, third finger on the D on the fourth fret, and then pinky on the G string on the fourth fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord and it sounds really, really sad. But a lot of times with a bar chord, you can kind of take the top skinny strings and kind of make a smaller version of the chord. So another way to play B minor would be taking the first finger and going to the high E on the second fret, second finger on the B string on the third fret, and third finger on the G string on the fourth fret. And if you strum the top three or the top four strings, that's another way to play B minor. Another way to kind of play B minor would be the first finger on the high E second, second finger on the B string third, and taking the third finger and going to the D on the fourth fret, and taking the pinky and going to the G string on the fourth fret. And if you kind of strum the top four strings with that, that's another way you can play B minor. And actually another way you could do it is you could substitute in something called B minor 7, which I don't think quite matches this tune, but it's definitely an option. And the way you play B minor 7, first finger is going to go to the A string on the second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the high E on the second fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B minor 7. And so that's another possibility there. And then from the B minor chord, we're going to be going to an A major on the intro. And the way you play A major, first finger is going to go to the D on the second fret, second finger goes to the G string on the second fret, and third finger goes to the B string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like A major. It sounds really, really happy, kind of a big party on the second fret. And that B minor A change actually is exactly like the G D change. So you kind of do the B minor with a down, up, A down, kill it. And then that gets repeated through our intro. So we got G with down, up, D down, kill it. B minor down, up, A down, kill it. G down, up, D down, kill it. B minor down, up, A down, kill it. And then there's this little cool little lead guitar lick. It kind of gets thrown in there where you could kind of play an open E and kind of do a second fret hammer onto the open E and then kind of right back to open. So I'm going O, 2, O on the E string. So I'm kind of playing the open E and kind of putting my finger down to carry the sound to second fret and then letting it fall off back to the open. So I got O, 2, O, and then you could go to the B string on the third fret and kind of do a pull off where I'm playing third fret and kind of let my finger fall off the string to the open string and then kind of play second fret on the G at the end of the leg. So you got O, 2, O, 3, O, 2, O, 2, 2, O, 3, O, 2. That kind of gets thrown in. You kind of get that lick in on it where you got the G with the down, up, D down, kill it. B minor, A, or down, up, A down, kill it. O, 2, O, 3, O, 2, G down, up, D down, kill it. B minor down, up, A down, kill it. O, 2, O, 3, O, 2. And then the rest of our song actually is following that same chord progression actually. Our intro, our verse, our chorus, everything is kind of following that G major to D major and then the B minor to the A major change. So there are a lot of different strum patterns actually that could work through this song. One of my favorite 4/4 strum patterns though is down, down, up, down, up. So if we tried the chord progression that way, and actually we could just warm up with just that strum pattern. We could take the G and just down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. So we tried that through our chord progression just to get used to it. You'd have G down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, B minor down, 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 A down, 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 G down, 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 D down, 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 B minor down, 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 A down, down, down. Now something else that might be kind of cool is to kind of try and think about halving the strum pattern between the chords too. So another way you could work it is kind of doing your down, down, up on the G and then kind of doing your up, down, up on the D chord. So you could go G with down, down, up, D, up, down, up, B minor down, down, up, A, up, down, G, down, down, for the chords, that what might feel really good to the recording is kind of a down, down on the first chord, and then a up, up, down, up on the second chord. So we tried it that way, you'd have G with a down, down, up. Oh, wait. So we tried it that way, you'd have G with a down, down, D on the up, down, B minor, down, down, A on the up, down, G, down, down, D on the up, down, B minor, down, down, A on the up, down, G, down, down, D on the up, down, B minor, down, down, A on the up, down, G, down, down, D on the up, down, B minor, down, down, A on the up. So those are all kind of different options. And something else I would think about adding with it is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, up, down, you can actually throw in a bass note for the chord. So for instance, on the G, you could do the low E string for your bass note on your G. So G with the low E bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, up, down. And then on your D chord, you'd have the D string for your bass. So D bass, down, down, up, D bass, down, down, up, D bass, down, down. And then on the B minor chord, you have the A string for your bass, if you're doing the full bar B minor or the B minor 7. Otherwise, if you're doing one of the smaller ones, you may have to fake it on the G string. And then when you get to your A major, you'd have the A string for your bass. So A with an A bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, up. So we're going to try that through the chord progression. We have G with a low E bass, down, down, D with a D bass, down, down, D minor with an A bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, D with a D bass, down, down, D minor with an A bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down. Now if you're kind of digging on the halving thing though, you could even do just bass down up to give yourself enough time to kind of work with the recording. So you could do it as just a bass with a bass, down D with a bass, down B minor with an A bass, down A with an A bass, down G with low E bass, down D with a D bass, down B minor with an A bass, down A with an A bass, down G with low E bass, down D with a D bass, down B minor with an A bass, down A with an A bass, down G with low E bass, down D with a D bass, down B minor with an A bass, down A with an A bass, down. But if you're kind of digging on that down, down on the first chord, up, up, down, up on the next chord, you can kind of throw in your bass down on the first chord and then just carry it on with the up, up, down, up. So we tried it that way, you'd have G with a bass, down, D on the up, down, B minor with an A bass, down, A minor, up, down, G with low E bass, down, D on the up, down, B minor with an A bass, down, A minor, or A on the down, G with low E bass, down, D on the down, B minor with an A bass, down, A on the down, G with low E bass, down, D on the down, B minor with an A bass, down, A on the down. Now something else I would think about using is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And right now, if you're kind of tapping your foot to the beat, we're kind of dividing that into two parts with our down, down, up, up, down, up. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I think really kind of matches the tune really well is a down, up, down, up, down, up, 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you take the G and do it down for 1 and 4, or a down for 1 and you have an up for 4, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, long down, up, long down, up. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. On the second beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing up on 2, up on 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, 1 up, 1 up, up. And then on the last beat, you'd be doing down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up. So all together, you got down, up, 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 down, up. And what can sound really, really cool with through the tune is doing the down, up on the first chord, and then the down, up, down, up on the second chord. So we tried it that way. You'd have G with a down, up, D on the down, up, down, B minor down, up, A down, down, G down, D down, down, B minor down, up, A down, down, G down, D down, down, B minor down, up, A down, down, G down, D down, down, B minor down, up, A down, down. So we want to kind of experiment with that. Now there are some places, and you could throw in your bass notes with that too. So we tried it with our basses. We'd have G with a bass, up, D with a bass, up, down, B minor with an A bass, up, A down, up, bass, up, down, B minor with an A bass, up, A with an A bass, up, down, up. Now there are a couple really cool spots though, where you kind of listen, kind of hear the chord just stop. So right at the end of the first chorus, actually, you kind of got B minor with kind of your down, up, and kind of an A with just a down kill it, kind of like what we were doing in our intro. So just to try that going into that, you have G with low E bass, up, D with a D bass, up, down, B minor with an A bass, up, A down, kill it. So you may want to kind of experiment with that because there are different spots through the tune that kind of do that. One other thing I would play around with is instead of the regular D, there's some places actually through the chorus where it sounds like they're playing something called D/F sharp, which means you're playing a D major with an F sharp in the bass. And one way to play D/F sharp is you take first finger and go low E on the second fret, second finger on the G string on the second fret, third finger on the high E on the second fret, and the pinky on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds D/F sharp, or D major with an F sharp in the bass. Another way to play that chord is to kind of take the regular D we were doing and take your thumb and go over the low E string on the second fret. And that's called D/F sharp too. So you may want to think about substituting in the D/F sharp like at different points of the tune. And if you're doing your bass notes with it, your low E string would become your bass note for the D chord. So we tried that with just the bass down, up, down, up. You have G with a low E bass, down, up, down, D/F sharp with low E bass, down, up, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, D/F sharp with low E bass, down, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down. So you want to think about adding that too. E bass, down, B minor, A bass, A, down, G bass, G with an E bass, down, B minor with an A bass, A with an A bass, down. And at the very end, we kind of go back to our intro. So we've added the G with the down, up, D down, kill it, B minor and down, up, A, kind of for our outro. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Running Out of Moonlight by Randy Houser. So good luck!